in spells. Here's the article from Dan Weirderer from the Chicago Tribune. Pulled over for driving 99 in a 65-mile-an-hour zone on I-85 in Georgia. Ben's cornerback Tim Jennings told the Gwinnett County police officer he was rushing to get to a parent-teacher conference for which he was late. Yet when confronted about the smell of alcohol on his breath, Jennings was adamant he wasn't drunk while refusing a full field sobriety test. Those details, among others, surfaced Thursday with the official release of the incident report from Wednesday's traffic stop. Let me see if I can skim this here. According to the report, Jennings noticed he had slightly bloodshot, watery eyes. Jennings said he had stopped drinking around 2 a.m., 10 hours before, obviously. He was adamant that he wasn't under the influence, was okay to drive. He agreed to let the officer check his eyes, but didn't consent to any additional field sobriety evaluations. Dear God.
I can understand, okay, get a driver, but I can understand if you're a parent wanting to, have a few beers in you before you go to parent-teacher conferences. Just when I had, my parents going to parent-teacher conferences, I think they definitely should have had, gotten a limo or gotten a cab or something like that, been a little liquored up before they went, so that it would have eased the pain of what they were going to have to hear about their son being such a terrible student.
Really?
Yeah, I think it would have, it would have softened the blow for them a little bit.
Well, here's the thing, and I have this problem with athletes that get nailed. Even if you are a low-level athlete, you still have enough money to call a cab or use Uber, something like that.
I don't get it. I don't get it either. I mean, it's just I don't know if it's not wanting to leave your car somewhere. I don't know what it is about people who have enough money, have the means to not have to worry about the payment for a cab or a limo or anything. I just don't understand why drunk driving's never understandable, but if you don't have the means, it's sometimes people are just stupid. And with the athletes, I don't get it, and I don't understand why their agents aren't even more out in front of this.
Oh, I agree completely. It's kind of scary when I agree with you.
Yeah, it is. It is a problem. Looking at these, when athletes get busted for something or a coach gets busted for something, I hope I can get to the state where I can say, "Do you know who I am?" Because I feel like that's when you've made it. Is when you can say, "Do you know who I am?"
Oh, yeah, like the story I told during the break about the local meteorologist who wanted special treatment at the movie theater.
Yeah, those are always great. It's always a meteorologist, too. It's never the sports guy or the lead anchor. It's always the guy that's the biggest loser on the telecast.
Well, you didn't think Phil Connors existed in real life, did you? But
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Phil Connors. Great Groundhog Day reference, by the way.
Chance of departure, 100%.
By the way, is that Bill Murray's most underrated movie, or is it What About Bob?
Oh, you see, What About Bob is up there. But I think there's only one scene that I remember laughing out loud with What About Bob, and that was the one where he's tied to the boat. I'm sailing.
Well, I was laughing out loud, pretty much every scene with Richard Drive, when he's leaving him for dead out in the woods.
Yeah, no.
And then he pops back up in the house. I was laughing my ass off at that part, too.
Apparently he's going to be the voice of Baloo in the Jungle Book coming up in 2015.
What's the Jungle Book?
The Disney movie about the kid that's dumped in the jungle because he's got bad parents.
Oh.
See? Well, look. You can either dump your kid in the jungle or get nailed for a DUI going to their...
Well, one of them could be happening pretty soon. Maybe both, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Bill Murray's filmography right now, and I'm trying to pick what I think is the most underrated Bill Murray movie.
He had a very underrated cameo in Zombieland.
Yes, I heard about that. I heard that was fantastic.
Lost in Translation is a very good movie. I wouldn't say it's his best. Well, I mean, he proved that he was more than just the greatest actor of all time in that one. But yeah, what about Bob? Ghostbusters, very underrated.
Yeah, but
I don't think Bill Murray does not get the credit he deserves.
I think one of his more underrated movies would be Scrooged, to be quite honest. Nobody talks about that movie, but that movie's hilarious. It's a Christmas movie, so you can't watch it in July.
Yeah,
but
that movie is good. I'm not a huge Scrooge fan, but it is just because I'm not a big fan of Christmas movies. But that is a good movie. And yeah, his one that you might not like is probably Garfield was bad.
Oh my God! Don't even bring that up.
His work in Charlie's Angels was terrible, but that was a terrible movie.
I didn't mind that. I mean, it was that movie. I knew it was going to be a certain amount of crap when I walked into that movie.
I can't believe you even walked into it.
I'm sorry. When I sat down, it was one of those girlfriend picks. They get stuck watching.
Yeah, those are the worst. Yeah, like I had to watch that AIDS movie with Matthew McConaughey. I mean, that ended up being a good movie, but that's not a type of movie. When I had to watch that movie, I made the rule, okay, I get to pick one as well. And I ended up picking Bad Santa.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not only is it a good movie, like a really funny movie, it's also got a good plot. Billy Bob's not mailing it in the movie. I feel like that's a very non-talked about movie that should be talked about in Billy Bob's career.
Yeah, no, it's right up there with Sling Blade.
Yeah, that's a classic. Some French fried potatoes.
French fried potato. I got there's a guy I know that sounds like that kind of. He's like if Billy Bob's character in Sling Blade met Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Are you still on the filmography of Bill Murray?
No, I just closed it out. Why do you do that?
Okay, I'm sorry, but was there any other ones that were on there that were just terrible? I can't really think of.
Well, like he took a turn for the dramatic late in his career. So you got stuff. Well, he was in Dumb and Dumber 2, apparently. I haven't seen that yet.
I just saw that.
Was it bad?
Yeah, it was terrible. I can't think of his cameo in that.
He was Ice Pick, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, I've drank enough since then to try to forget it.
Moonrise Kingdom was a recent one. That it was really weird. It was one of those movies that just has one pace and it's slow. Mm-hmm. So you're just like, rip out my eyes.
Did you like what's it called? The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou or whatever it's called.
Steve Zissou. I did not see that. I wanted to see that, but it looked like it was like very similar to what Moonrise Kingdom was. Just weird.
Yeah, kind of an oddball type of movie.
Ever since like the Royal Tenenbaums, he's been on this string of just either dramatic or offbeat comedies that like you can't tell where the punchlines are. It's just you're supposed to be smart enough to laugh at this.
Yeah, and I don't like those movies. That's not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I like dumb. I like those, but I like to dumb it down from time to time.
Space Jam. You can't forget about Space Jam. He was in Space Jam.
Completely spaced that one off. I can't believe I forgot about that one.
And Kingpin. That was a classic.
Oh! Okay. Yeah, that was some great work with, what's that chick's name? The one that would run out and kiss people out on the field when she comes out and kisses Woody Harrelson.
Morgana the Kissing Bandit.
Yeah, Morgana. And then Bill Murray's like grabbing her breast as he's pushing her away to walk off. One of the best scenes ever in any movie.
That movie's fantastic.
That's one that doesn't get its due. Everybody thinks it's stupid. A lot of
Who
people
says Kingpin is stupid?
I got some dumb friends that...
You need to stop talking to those people.
I've tried to, but you can't break up with friends. You can break up with women, you can't break up with friends.
I've broken up with some friends. They've done some really stupid things, though. But
looking at who would you of athletes? Who would you say Bill Murray is most comparable to?
Oh my gosh! So he had all his big popular seasons early in his career. Now he's kind of a journeyman, kind of sage, kind of somebody that's brought on as kind of like a mentor.
Got it.
Who?
Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, I could see that, but nobody wants him anymore.
Yeah, but does anybody really want Bill Murray like in a leading role or anything like that?
He's going to be in the Jungle Book.
Okay. I still don't like that. Doesn't mean anything to me.
How do you not know what the Jungle Book is? I can understand if you've never seen it, but how do you at least not know what it is?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of, I think I missed that boat. Obviously,
he's got some these movies coming up for him sound really atrocious. He's in a movie called BOO, the Bureau of Otherworldly Operations.
That sounds absolutely terrible.
It's filming right now. He's a voice in that. He's got another movie called Rock the Casbah coming out, and also an untitled Cameron Crowe project.
You know what's terrible is they're coming out with a female version of Ghostbusters, and they're also coming. There's rumors of a female Expendables.
They just need to stop. They've run out of ideas. They've completely run out of ideas. That's why comic book movies are so popular right now, because they have no original ideas.
Yeah. The Expendables, I got a little flack on. I'm going to say it again. I got a little flack on Twitter from some females, but I'm going to say this anyway. What in the female Expendables? What's going to happen? Is the movie going to be over after the first one breaks a nail? Like, it's not. What a terrible idea. Who's going to want to see that in an estrogen-filled movie with women kicking ass? Who cares?
Okay, so who? Okay,
it's going to be the bad guy, Rosie O'Donnell or something.
Who would you put in this movie? If the male Expendables was all previous over-the-hill action stars, who would you put in a female Expendables?
Demi Moore, maybe? I don't know.
Demi Moore.
I guess she's good G.I. Jane, but
Linda
Hamilton. I can't really think of any action hero women. There's really not any.
Linda Hamilton.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'd get on board with that.
Who else? Halle Berry. She was a Bond girl.
Yeah, she could work. Scarlett Johansson, maybe.
Yeah, she was in the Avengers.
There was rumors of Cameron Diaz, but she's not a badass.
No. Oh, you probably end up with all three of those dingbats from Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore, and Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, you know what I don't need is over-the-hill women in spandex. No thanks. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I could do without that.
All right, so this untitled Cameron Crowe project for Bill Murray, a celebrated military contractor returns to the site of his greatest career triumphs and reconnects with a long-ago love, while unexpectedly falling for the hard-charging Air Force watchdog assigned to him.
That sounds pretty bad.
Dear God. Emma Stone, Bradley Cooper, Rachel McAdams, Bill Murray, John Krasinski, Alec Baldwin.
Good cast.
Yeah.
I mean, other than John Krasinski, but that's a pretty good cast that they got put together there. Emma Stone, who else did you say? Bradley Cooper?
Bradley Cooper, Rachel McAdams, which is enough to get me to watch it.
Yeah, I'm in on that one.
And Bill Murray, John Krasinski from The Office.
That show was terrible at the end.
Alec Baldwin.
What abomination.
Danny McBride. That name sounds familiar. Oh, that's Eastbound and Down. Yep.
Well, yeah. As much as I would like this conversation to continue, we do have to take our final break.
We're atrocious with tangents. We are absolutely atrocious. We are the worst radio hosts together.
Yeah, no, well, I'm still, I mean, yeah, everybody's tuned out at this point.
Yeah, we're talking